welcome back to what I call the super over of Chennai Speaks Out, SL Chennai Speaks Out, live-in relationships, should society back off? This is a round dedicated to the audience here.
Can you define what do you mean by living relationship?
Why do you want a definition?
No, unless and until I understand.
That is my problem. Why do you want a definition? Who are you to ask me for a definition?
No, that is what.
Seriously, in my life, I'm a grown adult. I like someone. We both decide how we want to take it, when we want to get married, how long we want to live with each other. What is your problem? That is the problem.
Keep it aside. Before marriage, they need a pre-marital counseling.
Premarital counseling.
Yes.
That I think is just another way. Why can't we have free live-in counseling also, sir?
If the government comes forward, our government I am talking about.
This is the same government that can't build roads properly.
Yeah,
to build marriages.
I'm really surprised how the court has decided there is nothing wrong in that.
Maybe you should implead yourself in this case in the Supreme Court, but then why can't you have free live-in counseling, sir?
Live-in?
As a psychologist, will you be game to have free live-in counseling sessions? No,
I don't accept that.
Why, sir?
It is a trial and error.
Trial and error. Is marriage also trial and error at one level, sir?
Error. That is because of this, some problem with the parents, some problem with society.
If it weren't, then you would be out of business, no?
No.
Lord Krishna did not have any physical relationship with any woman till his life.
Because he was there.
Because that is the point. That is it.
No, there was a good movie that was made on this subject. Also, Swami Nityananda also said something similar. Okay. Sorry. Yes, sir. Young man,
when you finally decide to have a child, at least for the sake of the child, will you marry?
Okay.
For the child to be accepted by the society.
To retake that, yeah. I think at that point, it depends on what. At that point, if we feel that we do need to get married, we will. Okay, like I said, it's a personal choice between me and my partner on when to have a baby, and if we have a baby, when we want to get married or not. The society has no business in it, which is why I'm for living. The underpaid did that.
And what happens when the child grows up and you still have both decided not to marry? You continue to remain that way?
You asked me a very hypothetical question. No, but you asked me if I get married. Are you saying yes at that point? Alright, why don't I flip the question? One second, why don't I flip the question on and ask Sudeep this? Should people in a live-in relationship have children? It's up to them if they are willing to take the responsibility. As long as they understand what the baggage that comes with it, as long as they understand the responsibility that comes with it, like that's why I said live-in relationships is only for mature, grown adults. Yes, gentlemen there. Yes, sir.
What defines the name of the father as a mother?
I believe is the person who is the sperm donor in the situation. So it's not like the woman doesn't know who the father is. Okay, yes, the gentleman there. So just put his name down.
I have a question.
Yes.
The first casualty in this live-in relationship is the girl.
Definitely.
This is what we said, yes.
So, if you have a child, that will also become a casualty later on. So why don't you get married and start living within the ambit of the marriage?
Okay, Cary? Well, here's the thing. Now, it all boils down to not really live-in relationships, but how society sees things. So, I would like to say that the first casualty is not the woman, the second casualty is not the child. The first casualty is the fact that everyone has decided to jump on a bandwagon without even thinking about it for 5 seconds. The reason why we feel the way we feel about certain things today is because our parents felt that way, and their parents felt that way.
Society where this has been practiced, how is the society there today? Where it is practiced extensively. Do you know how even live-in relationships came into the first whatever the data or whatever research where we could get that?
The first live-in relationship wasn't my last relationship. So, having said that, having been part of a live-in relationship at one point in my life, I can honestly say that those were fabulous times. And when we together decided that this was not something that was going to work, we went our separate ways. It's not like from the very beginning you're sitting there going, okay, so we'll be together for 3 years. So I'm only living 3 years because of your special. No, so the relationship is very fragile from the start. No, I think a relationship, if you define it and say, okay, we're going to try this for 3 years and then see what happens, I think that that's you start, you don't say drop me not.
A live-in relationship is so prominent. Look at the kind. Do you notice the kind of differences that we have between our two societies, the kind of problems they face? You see the kind of psychological problems that country possesses. Those people who practice. I've seen it. I think a strong family is a foundation for a lot of great things. And you have enough
Absolutely.
enough
A strong family doesn't need to be within the social confines of a marriage.
That's my point. You know what is wrong. You can still have those values, whatever you say, what is wrong in being married? You tell, why do you want to just have this live-in? To walk out whenever you want.
Let me flip it. Let me flip that question.
It is because you just walk out when you want it.
Absolutely not. I don't have a problem with marriage.
Just
You
to
have a
make
problem
it
with living
easy.
relationships. So I'm asking you, what is your problem with living relationships?
It's just giving you the freedom to walk out when you want. There's no, like you said, like the gentleman
freedom
said
to
earlier,
walk out
it's
anytime you
the
want.
woman who really takes
Alright,
the brunt.
there's a gentleman
The
there.
men
Yes.
are going to get away with it.
A time comes, you start fighting for very much small things. But in the case of marriage, you have something to better work upon it. There is a trust in all those things. So, and what you say that okay, there are divorce rates, but still in India divorce rates are very much low. And even if there is a divorce rates are low in India, still it's lowest. It's very US. It's lowest. Okay. It's lowest.
Not only US, compared to developed countries.
It's lowest. And again, if there is a divorce, you must have heard about this website. There is called secondshadi.com. So if that marriage, yes, if that marriage doesn't work out, you can again work on that marriage. That's my take on this. What's your take on this?
Okay, Cary or Sudeep? The way the system is becoming more and more scientific. The older we grow, we seem to be very, very choosy about what we want. So if you open a classified column or a shadi.com or a second shadi, it will tell you, I want the girl to be fair, I want her to be like this, I want to be vegetarian, I want this, I want that. As a child, you made friends irrespective of whether the girl was older than you or you just liked.
No, but
the older you get, you're becoming more choosy as a society. Which means that we have to make rules. What's this change? You're not accounting for the change. You're saying, yeah, society is changing, but we will, because society is a mass.
Yes. The same is the case with living
They are
relationships.
getting more and more choosy also. Make rules for that to change.
Alright, gentlemen, same is the case with living relationships.
Big changes when you know people are changing, when you know people are getting more and more selfish or egoistic, as you say.
Yeah.
Why don't you give them space to understand, to lead the way they want to live their lives and figure out if it's good or not? Who are you to tell us not to do it?
No, you said no that you want a girl to be fair. You place an
I
ad in
didn't say that. I'm saying if you look at it classified.
Go ahead, yeah.
You open any classified.
Okay.
If you fall in love with a guy, you love him like anything, your mom is not accepting, your dad is not accepting, this gentleman is not accepting, would you step back because of him? Would you step back because of your father?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, young man, that if I have to marry, it's my personal choice at the end of the day. I want to marry. I don't want to marry.
End of the day, your parents are not going to accept. End of the day, your parents are not going to
If
accept.
society says no, we don't think it's a good idea.
Why would the society say no to a marriage? I don't get it. What's the problem?
There's like a billion reasons. Caste issues, money issues, color issues, creed issues, the texture of his shoes. All the ugly things. Society won't like it. Like what? Society is a mafia or what?
Yeah, fair enough. Yes.
I have a question to the panel. That is regarding, you had said about live-in relationships where if you have a child, you cannot take care of them once you are split. Same way in a marriage, when you have a divorce, the same society looks at you in a different way. But in a marriage, the society tags you, you are a divorcee. But in a live-in relationship, it doesn't happen
You're a
that way.
free-charactered woman.
Footloose and fancy free. Yeah. Footloose and fancy free.
Because you don't give her that.
You're divorcing for life. It's on paper.
You don't even want to give that woman a status. You're going in a party. You're in a living relationship. How will it?
Let me Cary, what's wrong with being a divorcee? What's wrong with being a divorcee?